The S&P Purchasing Managers Index reveals Saudi and the UAE are powering ahead, and Citigroup selling its consumer banking operations in Bahrain to Ahli United. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Faraj. The Purchasing Managers Index by S&P Global for both Saudi Arabia and the UAE reveals the largest Arab economies are powering ahead. The PMI for Saudi rose to 56.8 from 56.2 in February, with output growing at its fastest pace in over 4 years. The PMI for the UAE remained at 54.8, well above the 50 mark that separates expansion from contraction. S&P says both countries benefited from new business and a strong rise in demand across the non-oil economy in March. Citigroup is selling its consumer banking operations in Bahrain to Ahli United Bank as part of the lender's continued push to simplify operations. The transaction includes Citigroup's retail banking, credit card, and unsecured lending businesses. It excludes its institutional businesses. Ahli United was selected as part of a competitive auction process. Citigroup is disposing of retail banking operations in more than a dozen countries, and the Bahrain deal marks the 9th announced sale as part of that process. Lebanon's central bank is denying it's bankrupt, with officials saying despite the losses in the financial sector, it continues to fulfill its legally mandated duty. Lebanon's money and credit legislation specifies that the bank is responsible for protecting the integrity of the Lebanese currency as well as economic stability. But critics say the state is bankrupt, as is the central bank. Airbus has revoked a third A350 order by Qatar Airways after it rejected delivery. The flag carrier rejected the delivery on the surface damage issue, which sparked a dispute between the two companies over a year ago. Qatar Airways says the paint issue raises safety concerns about the wings where fuel tanks are located. The dispute led to the grounding of 23 jets over safety concerns. Qatar Airways is seeking $1 billion in compensation. Twitter's shares soared by over 27% after Tesla CEO Elon Musk bought 73.5 million shares, or 9.2% of stock. Musk, who has more than 80 million Twitter followers, became its largest shareholder following the $2.9 billion purchase. The world's richest man is a frequent Twitter user, regularly mixing in inflammatory and controversial statements about issues or other public figures with remarks that are whimsical or business-focused. And that brings us to today's Forbes Real-Time Billionaires ranking. It tracks the daily ups and downs of the world's richest people. Our biggest winner today is Musk, up $14.5 billion with net wealth of $302.1 billion. Our second biggest winner today is Gautam Adani and family, up $6.4 billion with net wealth of $110.6 billion. And our third place winner is Jeff Bezos, up $4.8 billion with net wealth of $194.1 billion. Check out our website and our social media for all of the latest billionaires news. Nissan will delay the release of the electric Ariya B6 SUV once again due to a global shortage of semiconductors and other supply chain disruptions. The Ariya, Nissan's second EV-only model after the Leaf hatchback, will now go on sale on May 12th in Japan. It was originally slated for a mid-2021 launch. Nissan pioneered mass-market EVs with the Leaf in 2010. Meanwhile, a Russian auto boom town has ground to a halt over Ukraine sanctions. Thousands of auto workers have been furloughed as sanctions pummel the small Russian city of Kaluga and its flagship foreign car makers. The sanctions have exacerbated component shortages and halted production at two flagship car plants, Germany's Volkswagen and Sweden's Volvo. And a third, the PSMA Rus plant, that's a joint venture between Stellantis and Mitsubishi, may halt production soon due to a lack of parts. That's according to a Stellantis spokesperson. That plant employs 2,000 people. Epic Games is donating $144 million from its famous Fortnite warfare game to the people of Ukraine. Officials say from March 20th to April 3rd, Epic will donate all of its Fortnite profits to humanitarian aid for those affected by the war. Xbox is joining Fortnite in this initiative and pledging its net revenues to Fortnite for the same 2-week time frame. I'm Ramia Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.